Hello everyone and welcome to our webinar series for the Including Me. Today's event is all about the continuity of carer and what that means for our women across Cheshire and Merseyside. So my name is Danny and I'm the Community Engagement Lead for the local LMS, and I'm also the Chair for the Southport Ormskirk and Sefton MVP. We've also got Bannon and Decker joining me today. Do you want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, my name is Benin, Community Engagement Lead, Improve Me team.
Hi, I'm Becca. I work with the community engagement team. I deal with accessibility to resources, and I'm also part of the Improving Me partnership.
Thank you very much, and we're also welcomed here today by the Cheshire and Merseyside Continuity of Care of Leeds, and they're going to be answering a few of our questions. So what is the Including Me webinar series? So this series is to provide information, resources and support for all communities across Cheshire and Merseyside, discussing key health priorities to improve women's health. And our Continuity of Care leads are, Claire, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, hi everybody, my name's Claire Mather. I'm the Continuity of Care Lead for Cheshire and Mersey LMS. Hi.
Helen, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Helen Rouse and I'm the Better Birth Lead Midwife at the Countess of Chester Hospital.
Ailsa, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hiya, I'm Ailsa. I'm the Maternity Matron for the community and Lead for Continuity of Care at Warrington.
And Katie?
Hi, I'm Katie. I am the Continuity of Care Lead at Wirral University Teaching Hospital.
And Amy?
Hi, I'm Amy Helmy. I'm the matron for our midwifery-led unit and community services at Wiston Hospital, and I'm also the lead for continuity of care.
And Sarah?
Hi, I'm Sarah Wedgwood. I'm the matron for maternity and gynaecology at Mid Cheshire Hospitals and also the continuity of care lead.
And Susan, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hiya, I'm Susan Roberts. I'm the maternity matron at Liverpool Women's Hospital and continuity care lead.
Oh, thank you so much for giving up your time today and being here. We really appreciate it, and we know how busy it is on the teams at the moment. So I'll just give you a bit of an update of continuity carer. Describes consistency in the midwife or clinical team that provides care for a woman and her baby throughout the 3 phases of her maternity journey, which is pregnancy, labour and the postnatal period. And we're going to be asking each of you some of the questions that we'd love you to answer throughout the session, just to give our women a little bit of intro to what continuity carer means for them. So Claire, would you like to answer, what is continuity of carer? You're on mute, lovely.
Hi, the term continuity carer describes consistency in the midwife or clinical team that provides care for a woman and her baby throughout the 3 phases of her maternity journey. That's the pregnancy, the antenatal period, the labour itself and the postnatal period. And that was recommended and idealised by NHS England. But what they're saying is that continuity carer means that a woman is 16% less likely to lose her baby. She's 19% less likely to lose her baby after 24 weeks and 24% less likely to experience preterm birth. And report significantly improved experience across a range of measures. So preterm is a key risk factor for neonatal mortality, so it's quite important that we try and avoid it. So the National Maternity Review, otherwise known as Better Birth, which was published in 2016, recommends that all maternity services in England should become safer, more personalised, kinder, professional and more family friendly. The continuity carer model of care, where every woman should have a midwife who's known to them and part of a small team of 4 to 8 midwives, was recommended. Where continuity care is implemented, individual needs and concerns can be better addressed because the midwives know the woman and her family. It's all about the relationship between the woman and the midwife. Excuse me. We call this relational continuity, where the woman feels confident to tell her midwife any concerns she may have, and where the midwife knows the woman so well that she's alerted to any issues immediately. So midwives have a key role in promoting public health. Continuity care is a key enabler to this and can significantly improve outcomes for women from ethnic minorities and those living in deprived areas. So that's it in a nutshell, really.
Thank you very much, Claire.
Thank you. And the next question for Claire to answer. What does continuity of care mean for women on the continuity of care pathway?
Oh, thank you, Decca. Oh, was that Decca or Benin?
That's Benin.
Sorry, I've got a different screen up. Hi, Benin. So continuity of midwifery care can be provided through a team of midwives who share the caseload, often called team midwifery. You might hear that terminology used, but another model is caseload midwifery, and that's another term you might hear used, which it aims to ensure that the women receive, or the woman receives all her care from one midwife or a practice partner, or you'll sometimes hear the terminology used, buddy midwife. Both models provide a named midwife who follows women throughout the pregnancy, the birth and the postnatal period. And this can be in both the low risk and high risk settings. So it includes the obstetric unit, the home setting, freestanding units, and any alongside birth centres, hospital birth centres. Continuity care midwives or teams can provide women with individualised education and counselling in the antenatal period. And that is delivered by a trusted midwife who will then be with them when they're actually having the baby in labour, either in the home, in the hospital, or in the alongside unit. And she'll then visit them in the postnatal period as well, maybe in the hospital and definitely in the home setting. Continuity of care midwives will also have the ability and capacity to identify any issues that occur and can refer women who require obstetric or specialist attention, while simultaneously acting as an advocate and care navigator. There you go.
Thank you so much, Claire. The next question will be for Amy to answer. What does it mean for women's choices?
So for women choosing continuity of care pathways, it's a system and a team that removes barriers of pathways throughout the maternity care journey, and it allows women, empowers women to make greater choices and personalisation that's right for them and their family. And these systems are set up and supported to wrap our care around our women and our families. And because we are a team of midwives that are known to the woman, we can support them through that journey and ensure that the choices and services that are being offered to them are right for their particular individual circumstances. And the continuity of carer teams helps the women and families build solid relationships with the care providers, which just gives them the power to be able to have greater voice and choice without the maternity journey. And we're very much focused on choice and personalisation throughout a woman's entire maternity journey.
So can you tell me, Sarah, how is the continuity of care different from a normal pathway?
Thanks, Decca. The traditional or the normal pathway would be that a woman would have continuity of care with a community midwife antenatally and when she goes back home again after the birth. But when she comes in labour or attends for planned caesarean section in any setting, she would be cared for by one of the hospital midwives that she's not met before. They don't know her background, they don't know her story. The difference with the continuity pathway is that the named midwife and the rest of her team would see that woman regularly throughout the antenatal period, get to know her, and that the named midwife or one of her team would be present to care for her in labour regardless of where that happened, and then again to provide care for her at home. So the benefits for the woman would be that she doesn't have to retell her story because the midwife knows her when she comes in to have her baby, and they can build up that relationship so the woman is more likely to disclose any concerns to the midwife.
Thank you, Sarah. The next question will be for Helen. Helen, who is the continuity of care for, and can any family ask to be on the pathway?
So our goals in every trust is that for every family to be booked onto it and in receipt of continuity of care, but each provider is kind of rolling out teams in a phased approach. So it depends what your unit has already rolled out as to if women kind of meet a criteria. So a lot of the units are rolling out mixed risk geographical teams. So it'd be depending on what area the woman was living in. So like I said, it might be that your unit only has 1 or 2 teams at that time, but there will be a plan for more teams to be rolling out. And each unit is kind of individualising their teams as to what's important for the service users, the midwives and the trust as well, whether that's kind of mixed risk teams, home birth teams, previous baby loss teams. We're just doing what's important for the team of midwives and women.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. So, Ailsa, what does the continuity of care pathway mean to a midwife?
So I think especially in the early days, it can be quite, it's a big change to the way we've worked. Most trusts haven't been working in this way. They've been working in the way that has been explained, you know, a different midwife when you're having your baby, so the midwife that you see antenatally and postnatally. So I think initially when we've rolled it out, certainly here, and I don't think we're unusual, it's been quite an anxious time for some midwives, and they've been a little bit trepidatious about, oh, how's that going to work? And I'm really comfortable working in the community, but I'm not so comfortable working in the intrapartum areas unless it's home birth, and vice versa, really. And we've had that across the board. But I think longer term, you know, there's lots of evidence that midwives actually get more job satisfaction once you embrace the model and start working in that way. And because we all know that the women can really benefit from having that relationship with their community midwife, but actually the community midwife or the midwife in the team gets a lot out of having that relationship with the woman. You know, an anonymous woman turning up at your clinic that you've maybe never seen before, you know, is very different to a woman that you're seeing, you know, really regularly. So, you know, and already we're seeing that with the teams of ours that have been established a little bit longer than we've got teams that have only just gone out, but our teams were established at the end of the last year. That's certainly the feedback we're getting from the midwives. You know, they've all got WhatsApp chats and they're putting things on like, oh, I love my job, I've just birthed one of our women, it's amazing, or I've just looked after your woman, you know. And you can see, you know, and there's midwives that, you know, I did some PDRs this week, midwives that were going to leave, that they were so unhappy, really weren't happy in how they were working, and said, you know, you've saved my career by implementing this, because I love it again. I absolutely love being a midwife. So it's not there in all the teams yet, because I think some teams are still finding their feet with it, but long term I think that's definitely how important it's going to feel to midwives as well as to the women.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alyssa. The next question is for Clea to answer. What does the strengths of Cheshire Merseyside LMS joined up continuity of carers approach?
You're on mute, lovely.
Oh.
Hi, thank you. I think the strength that we've got at the moment is that we've got 8 providers of maternity care within Cheshire Mersey, but that's also probably a weakness because there are a lot of us. But our strength definitely at the moment is that we've got a huge range. We've got a small tertiary unit, a large tertiary unit, sorry, which is Liverpool Women's. We've got a small community provider. So our community provider delivers 13 women a year at the home birth, and our tertiary unit delivers 7,500 women during 2020. And we've got 6 district general hospitals in between. So we have got a huge range. So again, that's our strength, but maybe also our weakness, because we have got a lot of hats to fit into. So we've recognised this. So in each of our providers, we've got a 2-day per week minimum continuity carer lead, and these are these ladies that are here today, and they're working tirelessly to implement continuity carer and share their thoughts and feelings. So we do meet once a month to share our successes and to share ideas that maybe haven't been as successful as we had hoped, but we meet and we learn, and we've learned quite a lot from each other. I hope you'd all agree. We also have a WhatsApp group that is really, really active, and you can almost instantaneous, even on a Saturday night or a bank holiday weekend, get answers to any questions that you might have thought of. I think some of our leads were implementing teams when they're having last minute panics, and they just put a question out on the group. And the way we are now, because we've been on quite a journey together, some of us have probably done it before, so we've probably got the answer to any queries. The leads also submit all their data to the LMS once a month, so we know where they're up to. They deliver update us with a pro forma of what their plans are, what teams they're implementing, what their data is, what women are in their cohorts for their teams. and they submit that to us once a month, and then we submit that to the Maternity Transformation Board. We submit it to the HOMS and the DONS, and it's also to the LMS board. So all the information that these ladies and the MVPs submit to us, we do collect the data and we supply it and escalate it. So we are quite a strong team, and we are trying to deliver continuity of care, and I think we're doing a good job. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. Decca, you're on mute, lovely.
Hi, this question will be for Susan. Now that you have launched your community of carer pathway team, how is it going?
Hi, we have got 3 teams that we launched in January, our all risk continuity teams, and we've got a further team that is just out at the minute upskilling. It's going really well. There has been some, you know, issues identified and learning that we have learned from the team, certainly when we rolled 3 all risk teams out together. We've had a midwife at home team they've been working since January 2019. The feedback I've had from staff is really, really positive, which is great. And I've had more staff come to me since they've seen the teams and how they're working, asking to work in that model, which is really, really positive. We've had lovely positive feedback from the women just within 2 weeks. It's been amazing. We've also encouraged staff to complete incidents, and what we found from some of the incidents is that women who have missed antenatal care, we have a lot of non-English speaking women attending, and we've focused our continuity care models around GP practices where they have a high population of non-English speaking women. So we have identified that women who have not been able to access the care, where the midwives have managed to see these women under the continuity model, that's been really, really positive as well. So they've been providing continuity for these women. Yeah, it's going really well. Again, like Elsa said, I'm having emails from staff now that are asking me that if they don't put them in a continuity team, they will leave. So that is really big turnaround from where we were last year, where we were struggling to get staff in the teams, and now at the point where, you know, if we don't get them into a team, they're going to leave. And because they've realised that the staff, how they're working, they're absolutely loving it. They really are. So yeah, it's been really, really positive.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So, Katie, this is for you. We know that you're all working closely with your MVPs to support the development of continuity of carer teams and their pathways, but how important is it to have women's voices as a part of the development?
Hi, working with the Maternity Voice Partnership is really important, as it links service users. It puts faces to the professionals' names, who you're going to see, who you're going to link into. It's also good as well to work with other agencies, because if working in midwifery, you learn to link in with the maternity voices, what's needed with other agencies to all link in together. It's listening to women to improve the care and improve the policies and practices, and it's also making the service more kinder and approachable to get better outcomes in the end, and that is continuity of care as a whole.
Amazing, thank you so much, Katie. So, well, thank you all of you for answering those questions so eloquently, and thank you again for your time. We know how important it is at the moment in the current circumstances, so you know, we'd like to really thank you for your time and for being able to answer these, and we will share this video with everybody and yourselves, and if anybody wants any further information on continuity of care, there will be something on your local website for the trust that you're under, and also the improvingme.org.uk as well. So please do get in touch if you want any further information, and thank you again and take care. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.